I don't know how in the world I could make it without the Lord, because I know how messed up I was. When I came here, I've been here now, they reminded me this morning, 9 years. November this past year, in November, right? Is that right? No, November this past year, I've been here 9 years. When I came here, I was broken. I was one more messed up individual. Many of you may not know this, but my wife and I had been separated and we just got back together. Now, I've been married to this woman for 33 years. And it hadn't been heaven on earth. I'll just have to say that. Because when God ain't first, it can't be heaven on earth. I've put her through torment. I won't say it because she's not here, but yeah, I will. She's put me through torment. And we all could probably say the same thing, but I was in a mess. I was in a mess. Trina was living out her own, doing her own thing, and just living a ridiculous life. Morgan was a child and still living with some other people. We were messed up, guys. I lost my home. I lost every vehicle I owned. I didn't have a vehicle to my name. The vehicle I come driving up this church in belonged to my father-in-law, and he let us drive it. I came and sat in that office. After I knew the Lord had sent me here, I sat down and talked to this pastor and his lovely wife that I've been knowing pretty much since I was 12, I guess. And I sit there and I talk to them. I told them, I said, Pastor, I don't want to do nothing. I just want to come and sit and learn and be a good member. That's what I want to be. God began to take me on a journey. I sat there, right where you're sitting at was my seat. I sit there every Sunday and every Wednesday, right behind Pastor Sheila. That's where I sit at every week. And I listened to Pastor Danny preach, and some of the things he done I thought were just plumb ridiculous. Sit in the chair. I kind of like that now. It's really nice. You know, you can actually sit down and talk to people. Anyway. But I began to learn about the love of Jesus. I learned how much he really, 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 really loved me. Pastor Danny told me, he said, let's just take the journey. And he said, you go on. You're going to be fine. They loved on me. They didn't care what I'd done, and I've told them everything. They didn't care the kind of sins I committed. They didn't care nothing about that. They loved me, hugged me anyway. Asia and Thurman helped me get a place to live, and we moved in right here in Salisbury, North Carolina. One day I'm sitting there, and I said, man, I can't stay here no longer. There's something about the love of God that'll get down in you and cause you to just want to do something. I said, I went up to Pastor Danny. I said, can I work in the sound room? He said, you get back there with that team and find out what you can do. And I started working back in that sound room with them guys. Began to love on them. They began to love on me. I think Andy was the first guy I ever met back there in the sound room. Brad come along. Man, we had a good time. I've worked in every ministry in this church. I was even over the nursery. Man, we was up for hard work here then. I'm the worst nursery worker in the world. But God took me on a journey. He loved me. And the thing about it is I stand before you today because God loved me. God loved me so much, Pastor Danny called me in his office one day. And he said, Ed, we want to ordain you. Why would God do that? Why would he do that? I'm a miserable, wretched, no good sinner. But while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. He loves you, friend. He loves you. And if he loves me enough to take me from the pit I was in, from the brokennesses I was in, to take me to a sound room, to being over ushers, doing over all the other things I was doing, to right here, then bless God, if he can do it for me, he will do it for you. What's your heart's desire today? What do you believe in God for in your life? God loves you. He loves you relentlessly. Relentlessly, God cares for you.